The lecture's title, Geography, Gender and Space. And I will make a historical perspective from geographical thought perspective towards what has happened with gender, or how gender has been introduced in geography. I will do it from an international perspective, but of course I will emphasize my own perspective, that is from Spain, because this is my experience. What is feminist geography? Well, it's quite a difficult question, but let me start. I think that feminist geography is that geography that not only studies the activities of women, like it was called women's geography, but the activities of women in the space and in the environment, but the geography that takes into account the gender structure of the society, and then its implications on the space and on the environment. And moreover, I think this is important, and it takes makes a commitment for the social change. I think this is one of the definitions of one of the most earlier groups on feminist geography, one of the British. I think it was in 84 that they published a book that was Geography and Gender of Feminist Geography. And I think it still is a very valid definition. You talk sometimes about feminist geography and sometimes about gender geography. Okay, I think here in the Mediterranean countries we have to make a precision, we have to note. In general, when you are in academia, people don't like to speak about feminist geography like in the Anglophone universities do. They like to talk about gender geography. They think that feminist geography is more activism, that is very much related to feminist movements, so it's not serious, let's say, it's not academic. And it is true, in Italy, in Spain, as far as I know, in Portugal, in Greece, in France a little, in Italy, and even in Hungary. I think some of the Eastern European countries, they talk about gender geography, and this is a strategy that we have been using because they like it on the syllabus. They don't like feminism because they think it's too radical, or it's too women's movement. So it's a strategy, but for me, feminist geography, I use indistinctively feminist geography and gender geography. I think that feminist geography is wider. It includes gender geography that really focus on the theory of gender. But feminist geography is perhaps more theoretically than gender geography, if I should make some definition. But here you will see that not the syllabus, on the official syllabus, never feminist geography, forbidden. So it's a question of strategy, but the insight, the content, the same. What is my last message for the young audience of this seminar? Well, I suppose first I am very pleased that you have chosen that topic. I was very, very surprised that an association of young geographers, especially European, that means continental Europe, has an important weight, have chosen that topic. I congratulate you, first that. Second, I think that you want to learn a lot, so you have to take most of it, of all the talleres, all the workshops that you are doing here. But when you are back in your own universities, in your own country, I think it's important to foster gender geography or feminist geography. It's important that you fight a little to have gender courses in your syllabus. You have to convince your staff for that, and not only gender courses, but also to introduce gender in general courses like urban geography, rural geography, commercial geography, because in a gender course, what you will be doing here probably in the seminar, you will learn the tools that you need to analyze gender in geography. But we have to be very careful not to get into a ghetto. I am very worried about that. We have to practice what we call mainstreaming. You know, we try to put gender in agriculture, gender into geographical thought, gender into rural, into economic geography, and the strategy has to be both. To have gender courses because to fight for that because you need the tools, but then also the other. And also, I mean, it's very important, I think you are very few who are from Anglophone countries because you are scattered around Europe, isn't it? So it's great that gender geography has to be developed in outside the Anglophone, again the same topic, outside the Anglophone, because we have to look for the specificities of each country or each tradition, and then what we have to be able is to harmonize or to combine our own specificities with this very important and predominant Anglophone gender geography that really is teaching us a lot and is getting a lot of new things, but we have to combine them if we really want to make a truly international geography, because if not, it is not international, it is Anglophone geography. So this is a perfect situation here because you are from all over Europe, and this is great. I am very pleased to be here, very pleased, because that promises a lot in the future.